right, so Obizaan, if you could just kind of summarize what have we been doing here in the past many months, I guess it's been. What are you sharing with us?
What am I sharing with you?
Yeah.
I'm sharing what very few people know about us as Anishinaabe. The spiritual depth, how deep it is within our community, especially in our beliefs. That is so different from the communities that you guys, a lot of you have been born and raised in. You know, that everything in this world has a spirit in it, you know. The trees, the bodies of water, the lakes, the animals, the earth. We purged the earth. No, I've been lately really getting into recycling because I hate to see us trash that earth we live on. We believe in the middle of the earth there's a spirit there that helps us. Our tobacco goes to that one. And why would we want to trash that one? And when I was a child, when I went out to swim, I was always told to put my tobacco and acknowledge that spirit within that water, that lake, or that river, and to conduct myself respectfully, be respectful toward that when I do. And to do that even when I went out to fish, went out to gather wild rice, went out to swim. I guess that's probably why I'm sharing a lot of this, as a lot of people don't really realize the depth and the teachings that we have been given. If we continue on the course we are on, we're going to destroy this world. If a lot of our people don't recognize what I'm talking about, that we're on the verge of destroying this earth, all the trash in the lakes, all the poisons in the lakes that's resulted. So, but above all, though, I want us to be preserved. I'm a little nervous about it. We stand a chance of losing all of these teachings. If I pass on, I don't quite know if there's going to be anybody that can come forward with all these teachings. And to me, this belongs to the Anishinaabe people. And that's why I'm sharing it and hoping that it will always be there for future generations, Anishinaabe. But, I was talking about the language Ojibwe. There's so much spiritual depth to all of this. And it gets lost in the translation. Your language cannot even describe what we are saying. And that it's kind of like a wake-up call for all of you to realize, hey, there's more depth, more. We got to take a better look at this world and what we're doing, to work together and preserve it. So
you even just talked about it now and just earlier. I mean, why did you decide to do this and share it? You said it was, it might be controversial that you're going on tape and sharing this. What was that thing that said this is that important to get this down and recorded?
I have fears we might lose it. I don't know if Chato and Brian would agree with me, but there are not a heck of a lot of people out there that know what I know. And I'm not bragging. I'm very grateful that I was put in that position of learning all of this. I mean, I amaze myself sometimes, even through this taping, how long I have talked and shared so many things that I was taught. And that's what I want to preserve. And make sure, along with this taping, we're also doing our books. We're putting those books out there. Now, one of them we're doing is on funerals. In a few years, if we pass on, there won't be anybody available to do funerals. Chato's one of them that'll be able to do that. But that'll be in book form for people that want to learn. So that'll be available. And all this other stuff will be in book form too. So just to make sure it's not lost. I might be wrong, but there's some people out there know parts of this, but not all of it. And that's what I'm sharing.
Excellent. So if you could just summarize what is it that you're sharing? I mean, like, basically it's from birth to death is what is basically.
Yep.
If you could just,
Yeah.
if you could just address
I've been sharing all the ceremonies from birth to death. There's even ceremonies that are for our infants, our babies, until for older ones, all the way up to our different, our ceremonial dances, our midday ceremonies. All of those are. It's pretty much what I've shared. I first did these presentations. We had all of this on paper. And we worked at UMD at that time. There was 2 elderly women that worked with me, Julie Shingaby, who's no longer alive, who is my aunt, and Miss Kubineshi, who's from Round Lake, Wisconsin. They're the ones that work with me. We're doing presentations to the MSW students, Master of Social Work. And that we had all those ceremonies listed out on paper. Had rolls of paper, put it on the wall. And that's where all of that started from, with those old ladies helping me also. So that's where all this came from.
Excellent. Well, you touched on, you talked about this in your intro we just recorded, but as for Anishinaabe people, why is it important for them to pay attention to these ceremonies and actually participate in these ceremonies? Why is it important as Anishinaabe?
Well, I talked about, I mentioned that several times, the spirit of who you are. We as Anishinaabe have been put on this earth with the spirit within us. That's Anishinaabe. And I always say the only way you're going to find peace within is to speak the language, to involve yourself in the ceremony, to know all of those ceremonies. The more you know, the more you participate, the more you're going to nurture that spirit within. And you're going to have peace and happiness within as you learn all of that. Because that is what those Manitou gave us. And for us to reject it is crazy. It's a gift. Those are all gifts, all of these ceremonies we were given. And for us to reject them is crazy. But a lot of our people were deceived by this government. We're deceived by people in power. We live in a world where still today we have racism. We have non-Indian, might as well just say white people, that really believe that they're the superior race yet today. And that they're getting better at it, but over the years they worked really hard at trying to have us assimilate and live like them. That's the worst possible thing they could have done to us as a people. And a lot of our problems today is a direct result of that. You know, I talked about that low self-worth and, you know, within our people. That's because it's like, I equate that to a child being raised in an abusive household. You know, the abusive household being this world we live in. And we as Anishinaabe have always been put down over the years and saying that we were no good, we were inferior, to abandon our language, to just completely give up what we were given. And what happens to a child in an abusive household, they're told all those different things. You're no good. You're never going to grow up to be any good. You know, all you have is not worthwhile. And they grow up believing that. And they have low self-worth. It's only through counseling and therapy they are able to turn things around in their lives. Same thing with us as an Anishinaabe. I mean, so many of us had messages over the years telling us that we were inferior. And we believed that. I have a sister that wouldn't take tobacco at that funeral. Because of that, she believed. She believed the lies that she'd been told. That's why all this is so important. I just want to leave it here before I pass on.